Yo, dog, Kenny Boucher here, coming to you with another fresh West Coast Guerrilla battle report from my local game store, Next Gen Games and Comics. We did it, guys. We got our Renegade Knights on the table within a week of the new index. So here's a little bit different flavor. Iron Warriors, Sorcerer, Patrol Detachment, Cold and Bitter Warlord trait. That is the linchpin of this list. That is a 6-inch Fearless bubble. That's going to come into play big time with only 6 command points with our cultists. 39, 32, 32, over 100 cultists with a Fearless bubble if I use my movement correctly. The other linchpin is going to be Warp Time. I'm going to be moving, advancing, and double moving with this ability. All right, here it is. That's our first Night Titan. Super heavy detachment, double rapid fire battle cannons on deck. And I kind of learned how to use these throughout this first tournament. We got triple Armiger Warglaives from the Forgebane box set. Basic build here. Still not crazy about them. I'd rather have the autocannon, but this is what I had. And they're cheap and they're fast, and they actually are kind of interesting. I had to learn how to use them throughout the tournament. All right, so here we go. First game ever using these. I'm going to keep this one kind of short. My man, Jermaine Necrons, great guy at the local scene. Played him first round. He set up in a pretty cool way. He had her flank harassment. He was able to do some damage kind of early turn 1, and I just built my Congo lines, set my Armigers up to kind of hurt the flank harass. Like, I'm not quite sure what they're going to do yet, but I have them in my mind that they're going to shoot, create distractions. So he does this a little damage, but you see I moved that first Congo line of cultists up. They moved, they advanced, they moved. They literally went 20 inches. I start realizing that the double rapid fire battle cannons can delete things. I can take out 10 models easy from 72 inches. I just kind of hold back and wait, pick my targets, get into these distraction elements, and it's pretty much over from here on out, guys. I'm running away with the tactical. All right, Alan, game 2. Let's see if we can keep this theme going. Now that we understand the purpose of the Night Titan and the Armigers, we're going to be a little bit more deliberate with our deployment, thinking directly about what we learned against Jermaine. We build our Congo lines. We're trying to force Alan in his deployment to spread out with his ultra homie list. It's a notoriously powerful army. We're able to get the Armigers in the cut. We're able to drag lines of cultists back to our Fearless bubble. We're able to put 14-inch movement Armigers out in all directions and keep the rapid fire battle cannon safe from the Hellblasters and actually the Leviathan for a couple turns by outranging them and just deleting entire units of Hellblasters and Primaris Marines. It was a real close game, but I still pulled it out. The Fearless bubbles, creating those concentric circles, helped me run away with it toward the end. Big shout out to Alan. He's a true competitor. Here we go. Tyler, game 3, Orks. My man Tyler brought the heat. We're coming in kind of the end of the game. We had 4 solid like murder rounds. We had over 260 models on the table. This is kind of my last push, sent all 3 Armigers into this huge mob of Orks to clear them out to get this tactical objective. The rapid fire battle cannon was literally deleting Orks by the handful, and he just got into a combat and stomped out a bunch of dudes. I'd say the cultists saved the game here. Being fearless, being able to put down a shitload of autogun shots at 24 inches, getting some solid hits actually by using prescience and warp time to get in position to rapid fire, we were able to pull it out. And I learned a great lesson from my man Tyler, and I learned a lot about the power of a Night Titan, what actually double rapid fire battle cannons can do. They're actually a lot stronger than I thought. Armigers were able to get into combats and go with the sweep attack and clear out Orks. It was a fantastic game. Now let's do a little summary, okay? So against Jermaine, the #1 threat was definitely those Doomsday Arcs. I really couldn't interact with them because I didn't have the right kind of damage. You need to do less damage to really fuck with them. And everything in my army was like D3 damage, D6 damage. I literally couldn't fuck with them, and they were really strong. But the reason I was able to beat him was because I was able to have board control. We talked about this time and time again. This board control was a little bit more insidious though. With the Alpha Legion, you just have the board control. With this list, you got to use a couple tricks, got to be clever, you got to give up some turn 1 damage. But with the Fearless bubbles, the cheap, basically ghetto Abaddon 6-inch Fearless bubble, it's a game changer. I never have to spend 2 CPs to pass morale check. I just am fearless. It is so good. I was able to swarm him. I was able to protect models when necessary, create distractions. In the first 2 games, the Armigers literally just got, but that's because they went 14 inches. There were a couple thermal lances off, and I really learned that they are a useful unit, but they are a distraction element. They can snag an objective, and they can really force your opponent to make decisions. In game 2 versus Alan, what I learned was the power of the rapid fire battle cannon versus certain matchups. I just patiently outranged him. It never got into close combat. I just said, you're never going to fuck with me. And literally it's like, yo, here's, 4d6 shots, and if you want to burn 2 CPs, roll miss hits, go for it. Just pick up a Hellblaster squad. Pick up a Hellblaster squad. It was really good. Being able to just pick up units. The Armigers are really good because I was able to force them into a spearhead deployment, which I would say was a big part of my strategy. And I was able to make him kind of divide himself up a little bit and kind of get out of his castle comfort zone. He still played an amazing game. But in the end of the day, 100 cultists, fearless bubbles, that Night Titan, it was beautiful. Now, Tyler, that was an interesting matchup. The Orks were amazing. Multiple rounds of murdering each other. I got to go first. I got to step off the line. I got to put down about 100 bullets, use prescience, do a double fire, and I got to basically take out, he had like about 50 Stormboys. I got to basically cripple the Stormboys in the first turn. So the whole purpose was to rob his mobility. You saw me do that against Jermaine. My first shot was against the Tomb Blades. I'm always going to target someone's mobility if I can, especially in a tactical deck format. So I was able to take Tyler's mobility away quick. He was able to still use the jump to get into position. I was able to put myself in a position to hurt that squad and actually kill the Psyker. And even got myself a tactical bonus doing it. And I learned a double rapid fire battle cannons. And I probably learned a turn too late that Orcs struggled against the Knight. I should have stepped out of my line earlier, but I was able to pull it out still. I might have gotten a bigger win if I had got more aggressive with them early. But still, like, even though Orcs have all these bodies, when you're just like, here's 46 shots and like you're just dead. Like when you're just like, take off 10 Orcs, take off 10 Orcs. And that adds up, especially when you combine it with the way to fire the cultists. I would say the Armigers were a lot better in that matchup. They, even though he had the big custom Mega Blasters and all that, mech guns and stuff, I was able to get through, make some ion shield saves, get those cleavers in the sweep format. That turns them to 8 attacks. I was really able to do 18 quality attacks in the Orc boy units. It's pretty strong. It's a slobber knocker. Anytime I go up against Orcs, it's amazing. Big shout out to Tyler. We had the assault dice app. We were rolling each other's dice, just trying to advance it. I mean, I think we only got 4 turns, and then we speed played a 5th turn. But at the end of the day, we went from almost 300 models to probably 35 models left on the table. So, lessons learned. I would say some of these themes have repeated themselves across both these battle reports. Board control is very important, but saving CP is amazing if you can find a way to sneak in a morale manipulation in there. I do think Renegade Night Titans have play. I'm actually going to be expanding to 2, and I'm going to go double Gatlin because here's my theory. We only have one advantage. Renegade Knights don't have the houses or all the stratagems, but we can take any combination of weapons on the Knights. Double Gatlin is really good, so is double rapid fire battle cannon. So if you take 1 Knight, you double up on the gun. If you take 2, take the same gun 4 times, because that is essentially whatever gun you identify as your favorite gun. If you have 4 rapid fire battle cannons, that Imperials have to get 4 Knights to do that. So I think the double Gatling cannon is the new heat. So if you have 2 Knights, double Gatling, that's a lot of bullets. And I'm going to be trying that here next month for West Coast Guerrilla Battle Report. We'll see how that goes. In the meantime, play on, players. If you like these tutorials, check out Next Level Painting on Patreon. Become a patron of the arts today. We offer early and exclusive access to our videos and a rewards program for different pledge levels. Patreon is PayPal and credit card secure, so you don't have to worry about that. We use 100% of the money to improve our process.